So, welcome to the Will-O-Wisp Woods. We're glad to have you. Happy you're here. As you can probably tell, a friendly chatter of ours, a good friend of mine, Crutchins, has gone through and helped clear out some of the bots that have been resting their heads in our chat. So, we're glad to have you. Glad that everybody is here for the 25th episode of the great Grandiasha, the journey of Grandiasha, as our lovely players are currently in quite interesting situations. One waiting for the rest of the group as they have found themselves a job, and the other, well, they find themselves in the middle of a rather. Well, no, hold on. One's waiting at the tavern, beaten after a job of searching around a warehouse in broad daylight. The other is currently in the middle of the forest after a rather interesting fight with a tree. So, to get everybody caught up time-wise to finish off this very small difference in time that we have left between the player characters. Dwindle and Odile find themselves deep in the forest near the Tanners, where they found a clearing. In the center of this clearing was a strange pyre of trees. This tree, stack, pyre, teepee, whatever it was, just happened to be shielding a rather strange and interesting visage. A tree that lightly glowed. This tree, as Odile and Dwindle got closer, would begin to attack them. However, with their own skill and teamwork, as well as help from Care, as much as she could give, he could give, they could give, the elf could give, they managed to not only defeat the tree, but find that inside was something far stranger than they had originally planned on. After cutting into the tree and giving enough of an opening for it to slide out, what appeared to be a small dryad slipped out of the tree. The tree itself withered and died, covered in a strange red lightning that seemed to cause it to shrink and burn. And upon the chest of this small dryad was a symbol. The unconscious creature laying there on the ground. Odile and Dwindle looking down upon it. The feeble creature looking sick, tired. But magic could be felt emanating off of it. As well as a different kind of magic. So, our wonderful Dwindle Snow Rage and Odile with Rovan, as well as Care. What would you like to do?
So the symbol's on his chest, right?
It's on this creature's chest.
Okay.
I
You
take
recognize that, right?
Similar to the werewolf we killed. Yeah, well, the corpses of the leftovers.
Huh. I think we should take it, eh? They're still asleep, right?
They are unconscious.
Yep. I think we should take them back to the tavern so they can continue to sleep, and then when they wake up, we can talk to them.
Real quick question. I take it this is typical Dryad fashion?
That's what I was wondering.
You can't really tell. The
Yes,
creature's
it-
covered in moss.
Okay.
Child friendly.
Yeah. Please, thank you.
I take my cloak off and put it over him.
Okay.
And then try to pick him up.
Ah, you're touching the dryad?
Yes.
I'd like a wisdom save.
Okay.
First roll of the night, what is it?
It's right here, thank you. So what happens?
That bad, huh?
It's a 3.
Ah, wonderful. Well,
I mean, I'm touching him through the cloak, though.
Magic.
yep. See, as you place pressure against this creature's body, you can feel a light static shock, almost. It's enough to draw your hand back. However, in the moment between contact and pulling your hand back, there's a split second where all you see is darkness. And looming over, you can see the sky. A beautiful, clear, starry sky with a bright moon. However, you notice the vision then looks down as you can hear footsteps crunching in the grass. And you see a figure, an outline of a figure against the darkness. A large figure. And the only thing that's very notable upon their face is the reflection of glass, as you can see 2 small spectacles that rest around their eyes and glance the moonlight off of them. Suddenly there's fear as the figure then, with an abnormal speed, rushes towards you. And you realize you're not you. You see the hands go up as the figure grabs this visage that you hold yourself within. And you find yourself to be green at the hands. And you realize this is not a vision, this is a memory. Not yours. And you feel a searing sensation upon your chest. And you hear screaming. And you hear one order. One question. Why not take back the forest? And then you watch as the figure drops what you now realize is the dryad upon the ground. And you notice vines begin wrapping around and growing. The beginning of the tree that you had just cut down. And you awaken, pulling your hand back, but you notice that this dryad, still unconscious, no longer has any of this red lightning bouncing along their body. And the symbol simply scars over, no longer looking as though it's got any kind of power within it.
Seeing that and seeing what I just saw, I'm gonna check my body to make sure it didn't go on me.
You feel nothing. You find nothing. The only thing that you find is a very tingly feeling at the tip of your finger.
Fun.
What happened?
I'm pretty sure I just saw one of his memories.
It's
Yes, you're correct. It's memories. I'm pretty sure I saw the Beastmaster.
ooh. What is you like?
Very, very tall. Very fast. And has a glass face.
Glasses, spectacles.
Glasses, sorry. My babe.
You're good.
And has glasses. Could I tell what kind of like rim glasses? Like, are they like Harry Potter type glasses, or are they just like?
They're not very large. They looked more like a scholar's set. Reading
Scholar's
glasses
set, okay.
almost. It's very small, circular, just enough to kind of go around the eyes so that they can see.
Got it. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry.
You're fine. Parenting comes first.
Sorry. Nobody went home to take care of them, so. Okay. Where were we? So yes. Very tall, very fast, wearing glasses. And they came out of nowhere and seared that symbol onto their chest.
So, no choppy?
No choppy. This innocent. They had nothing to do with this. They didn't like go into an agreement or anything.
Mm.
If anything, they had a normal cause.
Elcard, does that description ring any bells? Care?
I'm very good with the forest. I have no idea what just happened, and I don't know of any Beastmaster. Should I be worried?
Well,
Have we not brought you up to date?
we did.
I was told that we were to find the treant problem or the living tree problem. What?
I don't think we told him about.
No, I told
Oh.
Dwindle told Lycanthropes, gave the whole shabam. Left nothing out.
Well, I wasn't there for that part of the conversation, so. Yeah, you might want to be concerned. Just a little.
I
Did say he was at large.
I understood the lycanthropy thing.
It looked large for me.
I understand the lycanthropy thing. That's kind of like a curse or a disease or some kind of infection. But or even a blessing if you ask some people, but that is a spirit of the forest. That is a creature that holds domain over the forest itself. What do you mean that you saw this Beastmaster just put magic on this creature?
He's right there.
How I
Just
What?
taps the symbol. Say magic is bad.
Not all magic is bad.
Most of it is.
Are you calling me bad?
Don't know you too well yet.
Good answer. Anyway, the point is, what I saw is what I saw. As soon as I touched it, it showed me its memory. At least we know we're on the right track. We can obviously still talk to it later. We still gotta let it have its rest and everything. So it's been through a lot. But I don't know how much more it's gonna give us, considering that was a very quick interaction between the two.
Well, one of the things is sure. Beastmaster is no longer his code name. He must come up with something different.
Fair. Considering he's definitely not just doing Beast, which now I'm wondering if the werebears have anything to do with him.
That's a good lead for the next one. Just glasses. Tall. Magic-y. Was he wearing any specific clothing? Was he human? Elf?
I could only see so much. It was at nighttime in the vision. The stars were very beautiful, though. I saw
I can see
Orion's
in the
belt
dark somewhat
very
well.
easily.
Can't this thing do as well?
It should be able to, but that moment it was probably too scared to. I mean, wouldn't you be scared seeing a huge Oh, never mind. I'm not. Finish that sentence. I'm just
Good
gonna
idea.
kneel back. I'm gonna kneel again at the druid, going, I touch you again, are you gonna make me see another memory?
So, Care. I like nicknames. How about Hey Care Bear? I'm sorry, I have thought about this for ever since we met him. Learned his nature. I'm like, Care Bear. Perfect. So, Care. I just lost my train of thought. This is gonna be a fun night. So, Care. Moving on. I've lost it. This creature thing is confusing me.
Fair enough. I'm gonna go ahead and touch it again.
Oh, right. Care. Should we leave it here or take it with us?
I don't believe removing a spirit of the forest from the forest is a good idea. Personally.
Yes, but we should still move it somewhere a little bit warmer, maybe, with more shelter. We're not moving it out of the forest. Wendell, how about you go make a campsite for us?
Got the wood.
Uh, we should not be burning parts of the forest in front of a creature that's supposed to protect the forest. I feel
we won't.
I feel as though
I
that
remember being taught back then in the days in Dwarf Camp, or whatever the name is. We got multiple names of it. That fire is part of nature, right?
sometimes, but if we're creating it ourselves, that is no longer part of nature. We should leave the creature next to a tree or under a tree or against a tree, and it will likely
Underneath a rock?
A rock is. You can see Care kind of contemplating for a moment. I'm gonna be honest, I've never had to interact with a spirit of the forest. I interact with the magics that they allow, but this is something entirely different. If we leave it next to a tree, nature will naturally heal it, and it may simply disappear. I have no idea what to do in this situation. I am simply speculating.
So we would lose all the chances of asking it questions.
I have no idea. I know that if you help spirits, sometimes they help you in the future. Uh, that's
Still gonna touch it. I'm still gonna touch it again. Because even if we move it to a tree, someone has to touch it.
that is true.
Okay then. No need
Nope.
to dally.
I'm already doing it.
Picks up. Anything?
It doesn't explode.
Oh.
Nothing for Huh. Guess it was just me. That makes sense. Come on. As I point to one of the trees in the past the clearing.
Care follows tenderly behind the two of you, almost paranoid at this point as to all of the nature around them.
He's really not gonna like how I'm carrying it. It's just underneath one arm, just feet dragging. Especially since it's probably tall. I know it's not tall.
If you're gonna carry it like that, why not just put him on Rovan? Rovan will carry it all the way. At least then it won't get dragged.
Depends on how big it is. If it's a human being, I think it might not be dragged, but
It's a child.
oh, then he's being more careful with it. Just no spikes.
But
No
as
hug.
you all walk this creature over to the tree line, and you set it down next to a tree, I assume.
Bush. Lay down a bush. Comfy bush. Nice winter. Tree.
Now, I personally have no idea what's going to happen beyond this point. I'm kind of curious, though.
So am I.
And all three of you just watch.
We're just gonna stare. This is kind of awkward.
And after a few moments, you can actually hear creaking. Not cracking or breaking, but creaking. As this tree and bush that you've set this creature near begins to slowly move to wrap around this child. And as it moves and wraps around, you notice that the child is no longer visible. But behind, in the tree bark, you can almost see what looks to be a visage of some kind of figure that once was there, as well as a sleeping face that's kind of just hung off to the side, almost like a child during a car ride.
Oh, I guess fireball at 9th level.
Thank you, Kit, for the biddies. But
I think that answers your question, Kara, on what happens.
that was cool.
I don't think we're gonna get paid for this, then.
Maybe. But I don't think we were getting paid in general.
There's going to be a payment.
Okay, well, we'll see the general in the morning and talk to him. And let them know that we dealt with the issue.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay, we dealt with the walking trees issue.
Still, it might not be the only one.
Fair enough. But we can at least get them some of the information, maybe. I don't know.
But
Anyway,
the
we should let them sleep.
Beastmaker has become much more of a problem than thought.
Yeah.
I must come up with a name for it. Just turns around and just starts walking.
I jump on Rovan, just start following. Care, stop staring at it.
Come on, Spit. Grab Spit by the horn. We're walking.
And you all are making your way where?
Back towards the tanneries, probably to find Sarah.
Okay.
My.
Well, you make your way back, and after returning, you notice that Sarah is easily found, as she is currently having dinner with most of the tanners. They're all just kind of sitting around a cauldron, eating some kind of broth or stew, likely made from the animals they got the tanning leather from.
Man, cold-blooded or warm-blooded lizards. Interesting. We'll keep that in mind for later. Or is it cold-blooded? Never mind, I don't have to do that. It's called a Rismora. A Remoraz.
Well, someone's having a better time than we did.
Aye. Same time, we got to fight. Somewhat. Not really. I got to blunt my axe against the tree.
You got to set a fire.
I do that all the time with a forge. It's no different.
Mm-hmm. Considering you were so itching to set the fire in the first place.
I was right, though. Most effective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, except you didn't check the surroundings.
My fault, something blinded me. I think it was the spirit. Evil thing.
Here, what are we doing?
I personally
You're so lost right now.
I am personally fine waiting here with Sarah, as I would like to watch the trees just in case a little longer. If you two wish to return to the city, then that's fine. I can meet up with you later, or if you'd like, actually. And he starts patting around their body, and then they pull out a small parchment, and they look around again, and they just
hands him a piece of charcoal.
thank you. And they begin writing something on this small parchment before then handing it to you. If you give this to any guard that you see at the gate or within the city, it will let them know what's happened. It's a quick briefing of everything that's gone down, at least a general idea. We're going to leave some details out, like the crazy talk of the jumping into a creature, a spirit of the forest's mind, as well as the spirit itself.
Okay. I can work with both of those.
Seriously, what do we blame it on then?
We can just say the Beastmaster just put a thing on that one tree, and when we destroyed the tree, it disappeared.
A natural spirit is a far greater power source than most other things. So, it would be
Not to mention humans. They would like to harness that. Per usual.
humans, elves, especially elves, even other races among simply greedy people. So I would like to keep the spirit as safe as possible, if at all possible. But we'll simply say that the trees had become cursed, and technically speaking, it's not wrong. So, we will use that as the excuse for now, until I can figure out a little bit more with searching around, if anything. because everything feels...
so white ale.
Everything feels as though as it's back to normal, magic-wise. However,
Well, that's good.
I don't necessarily trust it yet. So,
No.
but you two, thank you for your help, and I am happy that I could be of service. Me and
Yes,
Sarah...
your healing was very useful.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for healing me, actually. I didn't thank you before. Thank you.
It's easier to keep the melee up, in all honesty. I'm not exactly a frontline fighter. I cast spells and use a bow. I'm very good with being in the back line, thank you.
Mm.
So,
I don't really use spells that much. Okay, well, we will bring this to the guards in the morning after rest. You should rest as well. And we shall meet up again tomorrow to get some information details. And if you have questions, Beastmaster, because I know you do. I was watching you wrapping your head around this. I'll answer them tomorrow.
I'd rather not. Ignorance is bliss, as they say. I personally have no wish or want to deal with any of that, thank you.
Yeah, you might end up needing to.
Werewolves Fae.
No. Promise they are not.
He just crosses out, and he's been writing names, new names for him. Fae Master or Fae Chum is off the short list.
But
Nature Charmer.
the job is still up, so we will be meeting again in a few days already, as it is. So, I hope to see you all safely again soon.
Yes. We must at least go and check on our companions. Make sure they're not dead yet. And see if they want to join us.
The issue must be resolved first.
Yeah, I don't think the thing would let that happen.
Why would it let them leave then?
That's what I'm meaning, is that they wouldn't let them leave if it's not them.
Aye.
Okay. Bye, Kier. Bye, Sarah.
Sarah stops mid-bite and is just...
Does it smell good?
It smells like...
Does it smell good to a dwarf?
It smells like home cooking, but it's homemade in the sense of they aren't rich and don't own like spices of fancy kinds or anything like that around here. It's mostly just thrown in there, and
So ton of gruel.
not really gruel. It's more like broth or like a chicken soup, but with assorted meats, and it doesn't have a whole lot of spice, so they balance it out using different herbs and stuff like that they've got and know that grow in the forest.
So stuff they can find.
Yeah.
So ton of gruel. You kill a monster, eat the monster.
Is Dwindle asking for some?
Dwindle does walk over to the guy that had the house destroyed. Pulls off one of the dead tree with the remains of it. It is the thing that broke your house.
He takes it, and he kind of looks it over, and he just... Thank you for the, bark. I'll be sure to use this the next time we need a fire.
Good.
And he just kind of puts it into his side pouch. Just kind of... It looks like he's mostly just humoring you, but he is thankful that it's been dealt with, and you can see it on his face, but he's still kind of just humored that you brought him basically bark.
Okay. No job well done. Hop some spit and just... Come on.
Oh, I'm already like way ahead of you. I had already started going. You're the one that turned around.
Takes a sniff. Good stuff. And just looks at spit for a moment. No. Too soon. Hops on and off they go.
So, you're making your way back to the tavern or back to the city?
Tavern.
But yes, back to the tavern.
Okay. And I assume that you give the parchment to a guard.
I was thinking of holding it until we saw the general.
That's
What do you
fine,
think,
too.
Wendell?
Wendell says, great idea. Takes the parchment. It's gonna go straight to the guy.
No! In the morning!
Yes.
Give it back!
Yes. Yeah,
Bear gave it to me.
we're going. Let's get paid.
Dwindle.
Paid.
Okay, give me the paper, and then I will allow us go.
These two give off
Persuasion.
sibling vibes. These two give off sibling vibes.
It's the best kind of vibes. So it's less than a 5. Every time.
I saw the problem. I shall take care of it.
Every time. Every time.
I saw the problem. I shall go finish it. Just marches off. What time of day is it? It's like they're eating dinner, right? So it's not sundown, but
You're finally, after the walk, only about 30 minutes behind, an hour behind.
What time is it when they're getting back to the tavern?
Well, that's
we
the
also
question.
have mounts.
Are they going back to the tavern is the question based off of what they've talked about.
Dwindle's going straight to the guy. He don't care.
Wendell,
Money.
do you even know he's there? He's probably at home with his wife and family.
I want to go talk to Jeremy.
I forgot that's the name.
Can we at least ask if he's there before we just jump right in there?
I'm pretty sure that or Chase would be there.
Rogon's just following behind Spit and Odd's just yelling at Dwindle like, come on!
Hey, it's getting pretty late. Keep your voice down.
Keep my voice down, you're the one not listening to me! And you're the one that took my stuff! I consider that parchment my stuff because it was given to me.
Keeps walking, keeps trotting along. Onward to Jeremy. Or Jeremiah. That's a fun name.
We know you were so frustrating.
Good.
I just conk my head on Rovon's head. Rovon, how did we end up here? Rovon.
Because we need money.
Rovan just gives like that little sniffle thing. Yes,
Well.
we're going to see the general.
Well, he wasn't really the general, but just... Oh, wait, no, the general. I thought he was the head of the South Post.
We're giving some of this money to Care, right?
Oh, no. Our
Why?
job... Remember, part of our deal, our exchange is... Our payment is to go with him to the journey. That's a bigger payment than probably what we are going to receive.
Fair. Still feels wrong.
Not to mention, we both need money for metal.
You need money for metal.
That's the unfinished armor set of Brispit.
Wait a minute, are you gonna take all the money?
No, 50-50.
Okay.
It could be 60-40 as I'm doing all the heavy lifting.
What heavy lifting?
That's all. He just chuckles as he goes along.
What heavy lifting? I'm the one that took more damage. I'm the one that helped the poor thing. If anything, I should get the 60.
I'm the one that freed it.
Yeah, but if it wasn't for me, you would have killed it. You also would have killed me.
Same effect.
You're the one that started the fire while I was in there.
Aye. Why were you? How did you get in there without me noticing, naturally?
You were still charmed. You were still charmed or whatever was going on with you.
By the tree thing. Right.
Okay, we show up to the headquarters. Will. Rolling a lot of dice there.
Only one of them was important, but I've been rolling just to roll.
Okay. Giving me a heart attack.
It's assassin in the middle of the night. Huh. No level 5 for you.
No. I want the level 5.
I mean, you're both very low. Considering.
I'm halfway. That's a taunt. I knock on wood. I don't want to taunt.
Anywho. So, you make your way to the guard post. And at the gates, you see two different guards now. As they have swapped, more than likely. So, you're stopped at the gate once again.
Jeremy in. We just finished a job. Holds up a list, the paper.
One of the guards looks to the other before holding his hand out. The guard looks over the parchment. His assistant is in, but Jeremy is currently at a meeting with the head of the city. You dealt with the living tree problem?
Aye.
Alright. And he holds the parchment back out to both of you.
Okay. Hands it back to Odell. You can't tell behind his beard, but he's just grinning.
Well,
Stuff it into my pouch.
I'll escort you in.
Okay.
And the guard slowly opens the gate and escorts the both of you back into this familiar barracks. You can tell that a lot of the energy has died down now that it's getting later into the evening. However, a lot of those from earlier that you had seen are now coming back and swapping out with what seemed to be an evening patrol or some kind of night shift. As you step inside, you can see as a pair of guards are talking to the familiar strange being, Chase, who just kind of is monotonely reading off of a list of things. Some he's pronouncing half correct. But the two guards seem to understand for the most part. And then, after he gets done, he just goes, "Yep." Shit.
Looking kind of tired there, Chase.
I've been here all day. Oh, it's you two. Hi. How can I help you?
Hey, you're not drunk anymore. You can talk.
I'm just trying to remember why we're in here.
Oh my god.
Jeremy was in a meeting.
Oh, dear. We dealt with the trees.
The trees?
I thought we were going to talk to the trees attacking the...
We dealt with the
people.
trees and we just wanted to talk.
Oh, I didn't know you guys were gardeners.
I just stare at Will.
Aye, the
Yeah?
sharp ones.
Which makes sense. I could see him doing that.
Cool. Y'all wanting the reward or something? Or?
Yeah, that would be nice. At the same time, give to him proof. And I thought we were going to talk to Jeremy for a bit. But Jeremy's off in a meeting.
Yeah. He's talking to the head of the city. It's pretty interesting. You know.
Well, the head of the city will probably want to know that the trees are currently dealt with. But here you go, as I hand the parchment over to Chase.
He takes it. And you can see now as he takes it, his massive hand just kind of envelops yours as he carefully takes the paper. And it is like 3 times the size of yours. And he just kind of looks it over. And you can see his lips moving as he's quietly reading it out loud to himself. And he's just... Okay, so y'all went to go see the explorers. Okay.
Information is information.
Can't have too much of it.
That's not true. I've seen dwarfs' heads explode from it too much.
You know what? That makes so much sense for you now.
Literally, I've seen dwarfs' heads explode.
Okay.
No, it just gave you a phobia. That's all. Understandable now. Now it makes sense.
Okay. I see. So are you wanting the reward or what?
Money, a reward would be nice. Go a
Cool.
long way toward metal.
Cool. He then turns around and you can see the weird little, almost like a cow tail that's elongated, just kind of follows behind him very slowly, just kind of dragging along the ground, but still swaying back and forth as he walks.
I love him.
My personal urge to go. No, it's just mine.
Play tabaxi next time.
Maybe.
And he leads you upstairs, back towards Jeremy's quarters. And he waits at the door before looking to both of you, and he goes, I can't really have either of you accidentally seeing the combination to the safe that we have here. Do you mind, like, turning around when we get in here?
Oh, we could just wait here.
You can just wait here.
Oh! That'll work too, actually. That's a great idea. You guys are smart. And he just kind of walks in and closes the door behind him.
Back in Flemibrow, we would have been left at the entrance. And after about 10 hours, we would get reward.
No, not 10 hours.
Huh.
About a minute goes by and you hear, oh man, what was the next one? Muffled through the door. Another 2
You
minutes.
should try the 20 lock combination. Or the 20 key unlock. Looks great.
Another 20
As a-
minutes. It's... Man, again.
You okay in there?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Matt, I just want to make sure. That's all.
I'm just mixing up numbers. 5 minutes passes and you finally hear a think, as well as a woo. Let's go. And then you hear the clinking of coin, one at a time, in what sounds like a bag muffled through the door.
It's a good sound.
10 minutes pass, and he finally comes back out. He's holding a little pouch, and he's like, so I had to recount like 2 times at the start, but 150 gold.
Oh, oh, oh.
And he holds it out.
Ooh.
He holds it out to
Oh.
both of you.
I'm gonna try to
Dwindle is-
reach
Dwindle-
for
Dwindle-
it, but then I'm
Dwindle
just
is- Dwindle is used to seeing so much more coin, but as a player at this level, I did not see that coming. I was expecting like $20 to $30 coins at most, but holy.
You saw the height of the branches that were broken when Odile had pointed them out, as well as the damage caused to all of the tannery houses. This was massive. This was a huge issue. And the trees that you saw upon that pyre that likely had moved themselves there after attacking the tanneries, those massive trees became sentient. That was an issue.
Oh. Money high. Ooh, dragon's great. Be careful, James.
Oh. So, like I said, I'm gonna try to reach for it, but I'm guessing Dwindle's gonna snatch it.
Dwindle just calmly just plop. He'll count it out at the tavern.
Please do. If I miscounted, it's probably likely. Jeremy usually handles the coins, so
All right, and if there's any more than what we should have, I shall return it.
That'd be great. That'd be real nice of you.
Aye. Thank you again, Chase.
Of course, little
good
friend.
Night. Silence as Happy's is gone, his eye twitching. Don't ever, Chase, would advice never call dwarf short.
I didn't call you short. I said you're my
Or-
little friend.
Or little, don't use that term.
He then leans over with his long llama neck and just kind of looks down at you and he goes,
Yes, I know the point stands, but just don't for your own safety.
Yeah,
It's
I look
okay.
at Glinda.
Being little isn't nothing to be wrong with or upset about. You look like a good fighter nonetheless, and on top of that, if you ever need help from a tall person like me, I'm always happy to lend a hand. You're perfect just the way you are, my friend. Little or not.
Beard ruffles a bit. Thank you again.
Of course. I hope to see that gorgeous beard in here again.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
gonna
you,
go to bed.
Chase. Yes, Chase, you should definitely go to bed. Can we go back to the tanner? I can't even speak. That's so much money. How? Can I touch it? Can I
Not
hold? Can I hold the money? Can I just hold it for a second?
Drops the bag. Hey, let's see. It's for every 10
Bank
coins
check.
a pound, or is it 50? Is it 50
It's
coins?
every 50 coins, it's a pound.
It's 3 pounds of just coin.
Coinage.
You just see Odd's face just go, oh.
Have you
'cause
never
you've
seen
never-
this much gold before?
I've never held this much or owned, technically. I know half of this is mine, but I still not even owned that much ever before.
You should see when we do custom plate orders. They bring about a chest normally.
Oh, I know that. But I never got any of that.
I got half commission. Paid for the house.
Okay. You can take it back. That's fine. This is weird to me.
Alrighty. Just opens up the plate, drops it. Starts walking.
I'm just following behind. We actually got paid.
Let's see, send
We actually
25
got
gold back
money.
to the kids.
And now you see why it took him 10 minutes to count.
I really
Yeah.
wish Nyla had been there when he was trying to unlock the things, because she totally would have offered to help unlock it.
It's okay.
Back
You'll have plenty of other opportunities. I'm sure.
Back to the tavern.
To the tavern.
And thankfully, on the way back and you getting there, everybody's back to synced up. About
Woo!
10 minutes before you had shown up to the tavern, Nyla and May had shown up and went up to their rooms.
Oh, great. So that means the tiefling's gonna bombard us with questions. Or at least check us over.
Puts down the tiefling, goes into the tiefling horn after dropping off spit.
Just casually walking in.
I need an ale. And 6 of them.
What time is this all going down?
Give me
again?
my
I
money.
said it last week, but I can't remember.
Alright.
Eight, I
I'll be right
think.
back. Goes upstairs. 1, 2. Moves he actually has 3 piles. 1 for you, 1 for Dwindle, 1 for you. Puts a coin down for some reason. Never to you. Back to Dwindle. And pretty much splits his earnings.
Odd's just at the bar. drinking water, waiting for Dwindle to come back down.
No, he counted there. He counted it there in front of you. With
Oh, I thought you
like,
brought it
like
up to your room.
Did you not follow?
Okay, I'll follow you to your room. That's fine. I don't care.
I mean, that's a lot of gold. You're just gonna let him just go away?
I'll follow you.
Lance, what is the daily wage roughly? Like 3 gold a day?
The daily wage of what? No
Just a
job is
general
equivalent.
worker. Yeah.
The
like,
city pays the tanners. Well, actually, you wouldn't know anything of that. You wouldn't know any of that information.
How much does a Flinenbrough guard get paid?
Flamingoth? Yeah, Flamingoth. Flaminbroth.
Rough.
Well, guards depend on what kind of guard you're talking about. You've got the different brigades as well as the central city guards. You've got the mountain guards. You've got the mine guards.
He's done it all pretty much. Except the city one. Not as often.
Well, you know that the mountain guards usually get paid about 2 gold per day based off the fact that they are standing out in the cold on top of the mountain, and at any point there could be an avalanche or some kind of rock fall or a creature of the mountains.
Hey, orcs.
If that gives a general idea.
So, just to give an idea, let's say, I pay like roughly on $20,000 for an idea. For if you want to do
is a very dangerous job.
Yeah.
The only job that any of you would know of that's close enough to an adventurer's salary in payment when it comes to danger is being part of a crew that goes into the Serpent's Sea to fish.
Jeez.
So, if that gives a general idea.
Yeah. I can make a down payment. Yep, Dwindle. Just is going.
So Nyla and May, while comfy as they are, would hear the familiar sounds of thudding metal going down the hall.
Are we already
Hello,
asleep
head.
Everybody's got back up and together. Oh my god.
Well, we're in 2 separate rooms, but yeah.
Close enough. Let me have this.
I look at Dwindle.
then?
Should I go see if the girls are here?
Isn't it the room? I bought a room for you free.
Yeah. I'm tired too. Wait, why are you going to the fort? It is nighttime.
It was a joke.
Okay. If anything, you should go get your ale that's downstairs. They haven't
Oh,
really
that's
out.
where he's going. Chest piece
Alright.
is off, and he's got a little tiny little bag with him. Small bag.
Alright, good night, Dwindle. I'm going to the room and seeing if the girls are there.
You know where to find me.
Yep. And I walk into the room, and I see the blood. And I can see they're breathing, though. I just turn back around.
Overhead.
Yep, I just turn back around.
Yeah,
Look at Dwindle. Well, they're alive.
He's already left. He's already left. He's downstairs.
I'm gonna
Just
walk
smelling
in
the
and look at them.
frothiness, like, oh.
How do you two always get into this much issue? You guys didn't even wrap your wounds. I get off a Rogon. and
Tis
start
but a
just
scratch.
It's but a scratch. Tis a flesh wound.
and I just go through their bags, get their medical stuff, and start bandaging up their wounds. And then I take my long rest. You're welcome. No infections for you two.
So,
Mm.
Dwindle is drinking until he goes to take his long rest, I assume.
Bye. Let's see how much I spend. He
Hmm.
brought it. He spends free gold.
You regret your
good
decision to
heavens.
roll for it, or
Yes. He brought a small bag for a reason. Wait, 3 minus 1. Okay. He spends 2. Minus 1. He spends 2 gold. Because that's a lot of alcohol. For 2 gold's worth, that's a lot of alcohol.
mm-hmm.
You can't be poisoned.
I can still get poisoned, I just have advantage at it.
Ah.
Yeah, he's got advantage. That doesn't help much when he's drinking upwards of 2 to 3 gold worth of alcohol.
Just
Yeah.
give me a keg.
It's basically what you'd be drinking, yeah.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Won't be the last. Today is a good day. Got paid.
Yes, we got paid. And then we also leveled up. So we're
Mhm.
both taking long rest finally.
Indeed you did. Indeed all of you did, actually.
Mhm.
So, you all...
And I don't know what time Dwindle is up until, but Nyla's going to be awake pretty much 6 hours after everyone goes to sleep. And then back down into the tavern.
Holy crap, he's still drinking.
Well,
So
you
I'm
do
gonna see
have
him when I
2
walk
golds
downstairs.
worth of alcohol to go through.
And he's not drunk.
Well, I didn't say that. I just haven't given you the con save yet.
It's the con save. Because I'm looking at a natural 20.
Well, then you're good to go for right now. It's gonna suck later, though.
Oh, he knows it. That's what he wants. I swear, no beast will ever kill him, but alcohol will be his death.
Well, as Nyla said, she goes downstairs. Dwindle's still
Yeah.
drinking.
So that's like 2 or 3 a.m. at that point.
Just about.
Cool.
You need to go to sleep.
What?
I told you, I could always drink you under the table.
When was the last time you slept?
Ah, pointy ear one. I was just telling my best friend in the world, Pat's the Tiefling. All about the foul tree.
Oh my.
Oh no.
Let's go. We gotta get you to bed. You gotta get some sleep. Can finish telling him in the morning.
Hey.
She's gonna lead him
As they're
upstairs.
walking up, he just completely switches tones. Did you buy it?
Did I buy? What?
The act.
The act of you being drunk?
Aye.
You being best friends with a tiefling? Because that would be a change of pace.
His cheeks are already red. Kind of blush a bit more. Don't go to details.
Sounds like a story you can tell me in the morning.
Sounds like a story. Before when he enters the room, Sounds like a story I need to remember.
Yeah. Do you want to write it down? Tell me now if you want to remember it.
No, yes, but the tiefling.
About the tiefling?
Aye.
What about the tiefling?
Does he notice anybody?
What do you mean?
Anybody besides Nyla? Does he notice the tiefling?
Doesn't seem like anybody else is here.
He's a friend that I have no recollection of because I'm always drunk when we are about.
You know him from like.
And then he just goes back in room. That's all he says.
Alright. Nyla's gonna go back downstairs and just sit in a corner. Scribble in her sketchbook.
Okay. Are you getting any sleep?
Oh, she got sleep. She got sleep from like 8 p.m. to like 2 or 3 a.m. when she found Dwindle downstairs.
Okay. Well,
Just enough for a long rest and then leisurely activity.
the morning comes.
Do
And
I
with-
get to the long rest button?
Yes. All of you can long
Yeah.
rest.
Level 5.
Oh,
I didn't.
nice
I
spell
completely
slot.
forget. I've completely failed to mention this, Lance. But I was actually at full health because I was just using my my hit dice because of disability. I was at full the entire time. Fun.
Goodness.
65 beautiful hit points. And the movement.
Bless you.
Bless you.
That was interesting.
A little bit.
Nonetheless, you all get your long rest,
Yay.
with Nyla being the first awake, I suppose you could say. She's the first to see. Out the window, and on the other side of the door, is the sound of hooves, as well as a carriage being drawn. A few moments pass before the sound of armor hitting stone can be heard, followed by the sound of a door being opened outside. Boots stepping down, hitting stone, for the door then opens as two guards hold it open. As a guard holds it open. Another two guards follow in, followed by a young man, dressed very well, followed by another three guards. Each of the guards simply take a spot within the room, and the young man, looking around, notices Nyla first, as no one else is within the tavern at this time, save for some maids. Well, barmaids. The tiefling is behind the bar at this time, but now he seems concerned. The young man looks to Nyla and smiles. Hello there. Would you mind getting your friends for me?
Why?
Well, I'd like to talk to you all.
You can talk to me here.
I can. However, I'd like to talk to everyone, he says as he then looks to Nyla again, this time with a much more confident smile.
What do you mean, everyone? There's 2 of us.
Deception check.
You got it, Nyla. Come on.
Please.
Alright,
Please.
Lose,
Yes.
because I'm in the room with
Well,
That is
May.
a total of 18.
Whew.
I'm going to roll a d4 to see who gets to choose. Ah, come on. There we go. That is a 3. May.
Hi.
Gold, silver, or copper?
Gold.
Mm.
The young man smiles.
Mm.
I apologize if I made myself seem or come off as a fool, but information's a lot easier to gather than you would believe. So, I wish nobody harm. Wish nobody any issues that may draw attention, as I'm sure none of us would like that. So, would you be so kind as to get your group, as I have a job, and I'd like to thank some of you.
Thank us?
Well, yes. I made it very clear that I wanted some things done. And it seems like you and the other one, May. It seems as though you two have taken it into your own hands to do quite a bit of the work I've asked of you already. For that, I thank you. However, I'd also like to thank the other one, as well as meet the other 2 that you travel with.
Forgive me if I don't go get them right away. They've been through quite a lot these last 2 days working on the job for you.
Understandably. After all,
You can fill me in and we can wait until they get up. And they can decide for themselves what they want in on.
I'd rather meet them face to face, but I'm always happy to sit and have a cup of morning tea if you'd like.
Alright.
Wonderful. And as he finishes the word wonderful, he then snaps, and a older gentleman with a butler's outfit walks in through the door, carrying what seems to be a platter. However, it looks to be unmade tea, and the butler then looks to the tiefling and walks over to the bar and begins whispering back and forth as this young man comes over to the table that you found yourself at, looks it over, and then decides to sit in one of the seats in the middle so that he can see the entire room. And he kind of open hand motions for the opposite side of the table if you wish to see it. But as he waits, he crosses one leg over the other, places his hands on his knee, and simply waits for his tea to be made.
She'll go sit down.
He smiles again, and with a rather, I wouldn't say kind, but understanding chuckle, he then places a talon on the table, or at least part of one. One that you remember, as it was the last thing standing between you and May and the old gentleman that had looked down upon you.
Where did you get that?
It seems that in my name, or at least under a fake name using my family's name, there was construction of what was signed as a underground storage, following the antics of yourself and your friend, as well as the paper trail left behind that you all had found. It was quick work to find that a number of my wonderful creatures had been taken and used. So, that is the last remaining part of my beautiful Kippen that you and your friend, based off of the blood and your bandaged visage states, likely had an encounter with.
You don't know?
Well, there are plenty of animals in there. However, that was the only one littered with arrows and covered in slash marks. And a rather interesting entry point that appeared as though larger than an arrow, but piercing in the same way. It was rather interesting, but I do not blame anybody, as with an underground battle arena of some kind, there is likely, perhaps, another reason, another animal, maybe you were forced. All I know is my wonderful Kippen was killed. They're very rare, but what's more rare is those that can get a job done. So, I'm hoping you can shed some light on the situation. Perhaps what you saw, what had happened, where he might have gone.
So you're still looking for Orthos?
For the moment, it seems he's gone in the wind, but
Is our debt repaid to you then? You seem to have gotten your money back. Shut down this illegal organization.
I've gotten a portion back. However, not all of it has been found. Most of my beasts, my wonderful pets, have been. But there was material wealth as well as my creatures. I find it somewhat bothersome that it was not there, but it simply means that there may or may not be more things like that battle arena that I do not know of, that happen to be in my family's name, yet I have no recollection of authorizing. So, a small portion through my beasts that were supposed to be within my shops. However, the material wealth itself pertains mostly to my family heirlooms. One of such I would prefer to have back in my grasp soon. A necklace, a brooch, if you will. You see, it was my mother's, and I would like it back if at all possible. So, I'd like to ask your group, as well as yourself, to help me in this endeavor. And if you do, if you do help, and you, of course, find my wealth, even if you only find my brooch, I would be more than ecstatic. So, I would be very happy if I could talk to the rest of your group as well, so that I do not have to repeat myself.
What time is it right now, by the way?
It's about
PM question.
8:30 in the morning.
When they're on time, like I said, they need sleep. Sounds to me like we completed your task, and that this should be a bonus. Entirely up to us whether or not we take it on. Thanks to us, the arena is shut down. You have at least a portion of your wealth left, and what if the rest of it is gone forever?
Then it is gone. But there is no proof of it simply being gone yet. So,
Daring contest. Be right back.
I was just gonna say, who's the first one to wake up?
it's completely up to you all.
That's the question.
As the other two players are disappeared, so I'll ask them when they come back.
May
So you
is
two,
awake. She's just
stare at-
upstairs.
Staring contest. Let's go.
But be right back. Just a moment.
Stairs, 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 stairs.
If
Dogs.
it makes it. Fuck. Just playing a game of whack fuck. So, if it makes it feel, or if it makes it any easier, Odile. 1, 3, or 5?
3.
3. Okay. Dwindle. 1 or 5?
5.
Okay. If it's 1 or 2, May. If it's 3 or 4, Odile. 5 or 6, Dwindle. That is a 3.
Okay.
So, Odile would be the first to wake.
First to come out of the room. Okay. Let's do this.
Funny enough, it would also be followed by May, so that kind of makes sense as they would wake up together.
Yep.
And Dwindle is indeed last.
Makes sense since he was up hours later than everyone else.
Yeah, seriously.
So,
So then, I do my business, and I leave the room. And I start going down the stairs, and I see all the guards. And have a mini freak out. Go, nope. Run straight back and run right into Dwindle's room and lock the door.
Do I notice all
Nope.
that?
Metal Donnie armor. What's your pickle?
The tavern is filled with guards.
So,
Too many for my liking.
Should I roll to see if I noticed Odile from downstairs?
sure.
You probably heard her. There's
what
too
would I roll?
many. There's too many.
too many to fight.
I don't know. I didn't stay to count. But they also didn't look like the regular.
I will give
They
it.
look like they look like the fancy gear one. The ones that we saw with the carriage.
So not a problem then.
Yeah. I'm gonna stay in here with you.
If Nyla did see, she's gonna excuse herself and follow them up, or follow Odile upstairs.
Well, what'd you roll?
I rolled a 13. What modifier would I use for that?
Your perception.
Perception. Where's my perception?
I love dropping my
It's a
dice
19
randomly.
total.
Oh no.
19. Yeah, please.
I mean, you weren't stealthing.
Nope. I was in
You got a
sheer fight or flight.
You got a 19 from a 13?
Yeah.
Plus
plus
6
on
perception.
Ah,
Expertise.
okay.
She's a rogue.
I am a rogue.
You need to
that's
seek
right.
attack more often.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I keep on getting forced into melee though. Alright, yeah, so she's gonna follow Odd upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
You alright?
Did you unpick the lock?
On Dwindle's room?
Yeah.
I did.
I shut and locked the door.
I guess I'll knock.
I
and
don't.
then
I don't remember
the door.
giving you a key.
You left it unlocked.
How'd you lock my door then?
There's a thing on the back of it, right?
Oh, that's nice. I should take this back to my people. Though we don't have to really worry about petty thieves.
So yes, we're inside the room with it locked. So you
Alright,
may
Nyla's-
knock.
Yeah, she's gonna knock. Everything alright?
Turns head, looks at the looks at Odell.
Yes.
Oh.
No, 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 no. I don't. Mm-mm. You do it. You do it. I don't. Mm-mm.
He wants to meet both of you. I promise I didn't tell him.
He? Who he? I start screaming at the door.
Tarkin.
No, pipe down, little one. Yeah. I don't get to say that often, I'm sorry. Man, it feels good to say.
I look right back at you. Don't
No
ever
wonder.
call me that again.
I see why he did that.
You can call me Sprite, but
Yeah,
not
I know.
Little One.
Let's go.
Mm.
Well,
Alright,
can't
well,
get
yeah,
around it.
continue.
Might as well deal with it.
And Nyla's
It
gonna go
kills
check on
me.
May, since she's upstairs anyway.
Brains down. He has a little small package with him.
I'm just staying at the top of the stairs, just like crouching.
Full armor, by the way,
looking
just
at them.
including head spike. Just
Yeah, Nyla's gonna go back into the room and sit down on the bed with May.
May's sitting
You
next
said
to
you
the
were-
window
Hey, how you
with
doing?
incense praying.
sits down after motioning to the tiefling. Two strong ones.
I'm just on the top of the stairs, just like crouching on Rovon, not moving, just staring at it, but like, mm-mm, mm-mm. Why does this have to be my monkeys?
My monkey's my circus. My monkey's my circus.
I don't think we've had the pleasure of meeting. William.
I'm sorry. I was looking over notes, and somebody sent me something, and ADHD kicked in. Anyway.
Oh, also, side note, I thought that there wasn't a carcass for the Kipine? Kipine?
Kipine.
I thought it disappeared into the ring.
You can certainly assume.
Magic.
Okay.
You know that whatever happened, something definitely was possibly pulled into the ring. However, you're not entirely sure where that led
Fair enough.
or what it actually did.
Cool. Continue.
That's a surprise tool we'll find out later. Anyway.
Yeah, Drendel's just sits wrist loud fud. Takes off the helmet. Drendel's no rage.
At this time, he has his cup of tea now, and he's mid-sip before he sets the glass down. He sets the small plate down, and he nods his head. It's wonderful to meet you, but your hand's a bit dirty. I apologize. It looks as though you've got a bit
Looks
of,
at the blood-stained gauntlet.
little bit of blood there.
One of those clean ones. Noted.
Yes. Well, I have to keep up appearances, so.
No offense, laddie, you don't hold a candle to a king,
Yes.
and he doesn't mind this.
But sadly, whether or not I hold a candle to a king, I've already got rumors floating around due to my family. I don't think being seen walking out of this place with a bloody glove is a good idea.
Humans in your appearances, I swear.
But nonetheless, I'm hoping to speak to your entire group, finally.
It wouldn't cost that. Miss a pick-me-up, I guess. Don't plan on staying long from looks of things.
Well,
No offense.
So everyone else is still upstairs besides Twindle?
Yep. I'm just at the top of the stairs.
it's up to you all where your characters are.
Yeah, Nyla went and sat down on the bed and is kind of like awkwardly watching May, waiting for her to come, but doesn't want to interrupt her.
May doesn't move from her spot. She has her eyes closed and she just. What is it, Nyla?
Tarkin's downstairs.
What does he want? We haven't finished the job.
He wants to talk to us.
Us? Me and you?
And the other two.
He knows about them?
Unfortunately, yes. I tried to. Well, I did my best, but apparently he already knew.
Well, so much for them being anonymous.
Mm-hmm.
Well, downstairs, just to break the ice. So, I got a bit of gold now from the job. And I don't believe your manager, whatever it is, at that pet store talked to you about, but I was looking for a better mount. Feistier, more ferocious.
Well, I'm certain that we have plenty. Depending on your budget, of course.
Aye, yeah, to armor them. But a decent amount. Maybe a down payment.
Well, we have mounts, and if you have coin, then you are free to have them as long as you pay. But there are mounts that you can't necessarily put a down payment on.
I mean, I got 6 of your lifetimes to pay it, so. Or you can commission an armor and I can make it for you.
I have no need for armor. I don't fight, thankfully. Personally, at least.
I start to train underneath the cloth is always a good thing to have.
It can be. Is that advice or a threat?
Both. You never know. Most of the advice, though, I have no reason to see you as a threat
That's
or enemy.
That's even better. So,
Where's my drinks? Just looks at Tiefling.
the
She
tiefling
don't
is being held
catch.
by 2 guards before the young man then waves for them to allow him closer. And the tiefling walks over and sets your 2 mugs in front of you, before then simply quietly bowing, which is very much strange considering how he has presented himself previously. And he then quietly walks away.
Not enough
Well.
alcohol.
May's gonna stand up and look at Nyla. And I guess we should get going then.
Yeah,
And
probably.
She's gonna go to the door. Well, putting down her incense into the box and making sure it's put out and leaving the room and going downstairs.
I was gonna go with her.
What are you doing standing up here, God? It's a little odd, don't you think?
I'm not going down there.
Come on, little friend, let's go.
Just enjoy drinking. Just,
No. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm.
oh, darling, might as well get this over with.
I'm gonna pick her up.
I can hear from here. Thank you. Would you really pick me up?
I'm just gonna pick
Wait.
her up and like kind of hold her like a sack of potatoes under my arm.
Bro, I'm just gonna look at you like, did you really
Rovin's
take her?
allowed inside.
Yeah, he's not that big. Like, he's big, but he can fit through doors and everything, so he's fine.
He is indeed a medium construct.
Okay, so you're picking me up.
Yeah.
This is gonna be like one of the only times she does not want to be picked up. So, that an athletics check for May?
That
What's
is-
that?
Athletics or strength?
That Dex versus
That is a
athletic.
grapple, so it is May's athletics or acrobatics versus Odil's
Alrighty.
acrobatics or athletics. Personal choice, of course.
I'm doing my athletics. I've got a 20.
Yeah.
A dirty 20, but 20 nonetheless.
Okay, so I guess you're carrying her like a sack of potatoes. And Robon's just gonna follow behind.
That's what I thought.
And then when I realize we're just getting closer, I'd be like, just put me on, Robon, I'll follow. Just put me down.
I quite enjoyed this. I don't know if I want to.
I'm not on your shoulder, so I'm not enjoying this.
Very well. I'm just
It
gonna
is
set her down onto Rovan. And continue
just
down.
looking at Tarkon with tired eyes.
I'm staying behind you.
Professionally, he's dead.
Ah,
I just-
look who it is. Mr. T, what can we do for you?
Firstly, addressing me by my name would be something that you can do for me, kindly. Secondly, thank you, both of you, for bringing upon my eyes a once hidden thorn in the side. Due to your help, we were able to dismantle a rather tedious situation that had my name on it without my authority. So, thank you for the help with that arena. I understand that you haven't found my wonderful manager. However, you found something much more interesting. So, as a part of my wealth has been retrieved, at the very least, a part of the job that I have asked of you has been completed. So, for that, well done. So quickly. You must not like my cat, he says, looking
Well,
directly at
honestly,
May.
Well, honestly, I really fought myself from wanting to play with it. It was really difficult for me not to, but unfortunately, I'm just a hard worker and I really want to get stuff done.
And that's good. Because to finish off the debt, I've already explained to your companion here that a portion of my wealth has been returned in the form of my beasts and creatures that were supposed to have been brought to my shops or to my own personal homes so that I may collect them. However, another portion of my wealth has been distributed amongst some sort of small circle within this embezzlement. Ah. Ah. Even I bore me. So, a portion of my wealth, the material portion, still needs to be recovered. The only thing that I wish returned without fail is an heirloom that had been taken. As I had explained to your companion, as I said, a brooch. A small brooch, designed mostly with rubies and sapphires. I require it back. That is the only thing that must be returned to me. If you find the rest of my material wealth, then that's wonderful. I would like it back. If you don't, the brooch is the one requirement. Nonetheless, it's wonderful to finally meet both of you, he says as he looks to Dwindle and Odile.
Raises a finger.
Just strength.
This is her deal, right? What's in it for us, too? Points to do. Because the Snow Rage name would not be on this. If this is anything sketchy, anything dishonorable, I would not take part of it.
Well, I personally am trying to clear up some misconceptions and misunderstandings of my family's name. I am the sole heir and remaining Tarthan. There are too many T's.
Misconception? You almost spun me to your cat.
Kind of be entertaining, not gonna lie.
Dwindle's lucky he's wearing his helmet, otherwise.
Would he feel it?
Probably not. No.
Oh, no,
They
there's
would
nothing
feel
up
better, though.
there.
Tarkin.
True.
Hmm. As I'm certain you all know, the Tarkins have a rather bad reputation, as I believe May has seen that threats work far better than simple promises or gratitude or anything of the like. So, I apologize for the promise of playtime with my carnivorous cat. However, I doubt that you all would have been willing to help otherwise. So, now that I have sat down and met all of you, what is in it for all of you? Well, I believe that a sponsor is very helpful to have for a group of explorers, adventurers, mercenaries. None of you, and I apologize if this is offensive, appear any kind of noble royalty or of any kind of wealth other than the walking ball of spikes. And that is simply because armor is difficult to come by without money. Besides those that can craft it themselves, of course, like the dwarves. So, offensive as it may sound,
No offense, laddie, but our stores are larger than yours will ever be.
well, I would hope so, as you are a dwarf. I'd be far more concerned if they weren't. However, as I said, as apologetic as I feel for possibly offending any of you, none of you look of noble blood. I see no purity or pedigree among any of you. So, I suppose it will be quite difficult to do anything where a source of power or higher standing is necessary. So, not only will I be getting what I want back, you all would have someone who is willing to pay you small amounts for your adventures and any help that you can provide to me, as well as help with the upper echelon of people. Though we have a bad reputation, the Tarkins are still one of the highest ranking families. We're not the highest, but we are of the highest.
Sounds like a skill issue.
No, it is simply an age issue, as
That was a knee joke. I'm sorry. I did not say that. I'm sorry.
our lovely Maud Crutchins has redeemed a hydrate and posture check. Wonderful. I was getting comfy.
Don't remind me.
Nonetheless,
What makes you think that we want more
No, I
names
said
of
no.
people like you
I
that
say
actually
no puppy.
respect?
No puppy.
Puppy. Puppy.
She's an oldie.
I didn't hear a word you said, Niall.
What makes you think that we want to deal with more people like you if threats are all we have to expect?
Well, as I said, I apologize for the threats, as I don't believe any of you would have actually done anything to help me, given my reputation, if I had done otherwise. However, as I said, none of my name is actually tied to these underground arenas or these tiresome acts in which my name is tarnished simply because somebody wants to make some extra gold. So, as bad as my reputation sounds, as the sole heir and the only heir to the Tarkin's family, I am hoping to clean up some things. Slowly but surely. With every step forward, the Tarkin's family reputation, though as far in the trash as it may seem, I hope to clear it up one step at a time. And that's for my own personal reasons. But, as I said, I apologize. Not many of those within the nobility are actually willing to threaten, as it could tarnish their name. However, with a name that has nothing left to lose, it's far easier for me. So, it works in both ways. You've seen what I do. You've seen what I sell. You've seen that I am able to tear apart this type of disgusting tarnishment, an abhorrent splash of ichor upon my name. Though with the reputation I have, and I admit, as I've said before, it is not good. For now. It is difficult to find those that are willing to work with me to fix it. So,
That comes as no surprise when you threaten them into doing so. That does nothing for your reputation.
then answer me. Would you have actually helped if you did not feel as though something was on the line?
I would have.
Good price, yeah.
Then something is on the line, whether it be material or physical.
My life.
It doesn't take a price for me.
Everybody has a price. That's the issue. Some people don't know their price and begin to embezzle to get a higher one. So, I apologize, as I said. I will work to gain forgiveness for that rather interesting introduction. However, for now, as I said, I have a job. And if you are willing to complete it, and willing to follow through with getting me the rest of my wealth, not only do you get this thanks from me personally, I am willing to sponsor your little group if you are willing to take the sponsorship. Though, I will ask that if you do, I may have future jobs. I ask that you complete them. If you do not take the sponsorship, then I will take my material and my wealth once it is gathered, and I will leave you be. You will never hear from me again. However, just like you all have skills and abilities, or magic, or perhaps bargaining skills, or as your dwarven friend there looks, perhaps battle skills or ability in a fight, I have my own skills that I can offer. I have quite a bit of pull when it comes to any kind of transport, as well as the like. On top of that, I am rather integrated into nobility due to my family, so I can help you if you were to need subtle passage into somewhere you're not supposed to be. On top of that, my information network, as you can clearly tell, is rather good. That is my own personal work. With all of this in mind, if you're willing to continue to help me, as I said, you have two options. You can finish the job and gather my wealth and bring it back to me, or at least find my brooch. And you can receive sponsorship from the Tarkans, me specifically, as I have no want to deal with my family anymore. Or you can return my wealth when you find it, and we can part ways. You will have no fear of seeing me again, speaking to me again, this situation ever again. It is a choice that you all make yourselves. However, keep in mind that this decision, it's an important one. So,
Alright, if you want this consideration, then I do have a request as a sign of good faith. That this threat no longer hangs over May's head. That you put trust in us to find your brooch without the threat. If you do, then I will consider this.
then happily, as I had no intention of feeding May to my cat, as I put it.
Oh, thank God, I would have been an awful meal.
Well, I also care for my animals' well-being, and as much as you and Nyla here are wonderful workers, I don't believe my wonderful winter tiger would be able to digest. They don't
That's
eat
fair.
humanoid. Unless
So
necessary.
I did all that for nothing.
Right?
Do you have an illustration of what we're looking for?
Well, I can at least have someone draw something up. As long as none of you try to use it as blueprints or the like, as trying to fake one for me would be rather discourteous. But I can have somebody draw something up within the next few days. And from what I'm hearing from the city, you all have made contact with the explorers, or at least some of you have. Is that right?
Aye.
So, tell me, will any of you be going into the wasteland anytime soon?
So,
Change your
it's just smiling, knowing exactly what he's doing.
It's just still staring like at all the guards and at Turkin, just unsure about everything.
Okay, these have no help.
No, she does not do good near noble people.
Then Dwindle, if you'd be so kind as to roll a deception check.
No, he didn't, because he didn't say anything yet.
Oh, are you, as
He's not-
James, saying no?
No. Wait.
I thought I heard a no.
I don't think he said no.
No, she's gonna be of no use.
Yeah.
No joke.
Oh, well.
Well, it looks. We have a job. At least two of us. Don't know about the other two yet, though. In a couple of days.
Well, if you're going into the wastelands, I do hope that you return safely. However, I ask that when you return, you let one of the guards know. One guard specifically, at the north gate.
Aye.
His name is Track. If you let him know, he will let me know. And when you return, if you all wish to return to the wastelands again, as the sponsor, if you wish to take on the title of sponsored, I am happy to be of service in your escapades into the frozen wastelands, if you plan on returning in the future. I hear there's quite...
Take us elsewhere? If our travels take us elsewhere?
If your travels take you elsewhere, then that's perfectly fine as well. It will take longer for my resources to reach you based on where you go, but I am always happy to be of service if you decide to take on the Tarkins.
Sorry, it just came to me. I just was thinking of the plague goat. Care package.
Care package. It's just a massive crate flying down on a parachute.
Okay. Bundle. Pretty much like writing down what was proposed. So, we get nothing, then, if we do not consider this sponsorship. As
If
amazing
you
as it is, actually.
if
You
you
don't see this very often.
wish to not take the sponsorship, then I simply pay you for your work. Nyla and May getting more than you two would, as they started off quite a bit sooner than you did. However, a small portion of payment can be found for you two. If you wish to take the sponsorship, however, there will be more payment in the future, as well as possible jobs, resources, and the means of, as I said, rubbing shoulders with the upper echelon as you need. As I assume, not all quests will end with a simple, "Here's your payment, please be on your way." Some, depending on the job, may require a bit more of a delicate touch.
Jesus, write it down.
However,
Hmm.
there are, of course, drawbacks. You will have the name of the Tarkins painted across your reputations. That means that not only am I sponsoring you, you may be ignored by others, simply because my name is upon your reputation. However, if you are willing to take that on and help me to clear up my family's personal issues with the reputation, I am happy to be of service. As long as you help me, I will help you.
So you can take us anywhere if we take the sponsorship?
I cannot take you anywhere, but I can take you far farther than you could by yourselves. Think about it this way. Right now, I assume that you have to go to the main square to look at that quest board and hope that there's something that's fulfilling on there. If you were to take the sponsorship, not only would you be granted access to the city's quests, you'd be given access to my own personal requests, which I would reward you for, and I could get you higher ranking quests based off the fact that nobility have quite a bit more problems than people realize. Subtle problems that they don't want people finding out about. You won't just be simple merchant guards anymore. You could find jobs hunting down certain beast lairs, or you could find jobs in simply gathering information on a certain somebody that a noble distrusts. Or you could find jobs with far more importance than you would find on that simple quest board.
Very well.
I cannot promise the world, but I can promise my name.
I guess we have a brooch to find.
What do you know about the current location of the brooch? Are there any leads that you can give us to get us started?
I'm not entirely sure. The only thing that I know of is that the brooch itself, along with the rest of my material wealth, is supposedly already traveling. With the Tarkin's name comes the idea of black market deals that have happened in the past under previous ownership and heirship. However, I know that in the frozen wastelands, not in it, but on the edge, in one of the ruins, somebody has taken the time and the effort to clear out a small auction space. You can't get there physically, as it is caved in due to the ruins. However, you can get there magically. I do not know where the gate is. I do not know how to get there. However, there is a gate somewhere in the city or nearby that allows you access to the entrance to this auction house. This auction house is very much a black market. They
Do you know
sell.
anything about this gate?
Other than it being magical and being hidden well, I am uncertain. Much like the battle arena, it is hidden in plain sight, but it is hidden far better than I can seem to gather information on. Those that I try to get information from either become very quiet